What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the LTQ Wrestling Podcast. We'll be doing my AEW All-Out predictions. Make sure to check out the WrestlePalooza predictions as well. And we have back-to-back pay-per-views, one, during the day and one at night, because AEW changed the time All-Out, which is really a smart move, because you ain't going to beat WrestlePalooza, especially with it being on ESPN and everything. I'm using my phone to record this if the quality is a little bit different. For some reason, every time I record on my tablet, it's been lagging really bad. I don't know if it was my internet. Seems like I'm good right now. Maybe it's just a tablet. So let's get into it. AEW All Out. It should be a big-time show. I'm looking forward to a lot of these matches. Now, do I watch AEW weekly like I've said before? No. I do keep up with the product, though. AEW can sometimes be a hard watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's just like going through the motions. And WWE's the same way. Like, sometimes you watch Raw and SmackDown, it's just like going through the motions. And AEW has weeks where it's like that as well. There's a lot of, like, people don't even know on the show, which I'm not always against, but it's like you got to balance that. So let's get into these matches. So AEW tag team four-way ladder match between Brodito and three mystery teams. Now, some of these opponents might, or, people in these matches might be revealed on the Dynamite or Collision before the pay-per-view. So some of these teams might be revealed by then, but it's Brodito against three mystery teams. Now, it's hard to not predict Brodito because I don't know who the other three teams are, and that's a problem. So I'm going to go Brodito retain. The AEW tag team division has been very lackluster the last few months, and when AEW first started, look, this tag team division was spectacular, and there's still great teams in it, but Hurt Syndicate really destroyed every team, and you still have FTR who's in the match, and Edge and Christian are teaming up. You have teams, but it's not like you have just an unbelievable amount of teams where you could just load matches up. So I'm curious to see who AEW puts in this match. But for right now, I'm going to go Brodito retains. It could be a possibility there's a big-time team in this match and they win. But Brodito retaining probably makes the most sense for now. So MJF against Mark Briscoe in a tables and tack match. Now, this has been a very interesting feud for both these guys. It's giving MJF something fresh to do. It's getting Mark Briscoe on TV more. And we know Mark Briscoe is a hardcore type of guy. MJF, look, he'll do crazy spots when he has to. I'm curious how this match is going to go. And for the winner, it's tough because Mark Briscoe could really use the win here. He never really wins the big-time match. Not that this is like a world title match or anything, but MJF could really not be hurt by a loss here, especially if they had multiple matches. I feel like Mark Briscoe getting a win here wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. So I'm going to go Mark Briscoe gets a win over MJF, and maybe this gets Mark Briscoe into a title scene or something, something going. He's over with the crowd. The crowd love Mark Briscoe. They love MJF. Both these guys are going to be over in this match. I think it's going to be a very fun, physical match. Both these guys are solid workers, so I think Mark Briscoe gets the win here. I think there's going to be some crazy spots. And again, I like the build for this feud. They've really done well in the promos. Sometimes the promos can drag on a little too long, but, I'm not really mad at it. So next match, we have the returning Eddie Kingston, who is making his big return AEW against Big Bill. It's good to see Eddie Kingston back. He's been gone for a minute. I mean, he has been out at least over a year and a half, maybe longer. So seeing him come back, he's an older guy, so who knows what shape he'll be in during this match. He's been posting on social media. He's talked about how AEW helped cover for his surgery after his insurance wouldn't cover, which is really cool as Tony Khan to do that. Say what you want about Tony Khan. He's a good dude. He takes care of people. And, I don't know what Eddie Kingston's role is going to be, but I do see him winning this match. He's not going to lose. This is his return match. And Big Bill hasn't really been doing anything really as of note, really, since the Jericho appreciation or whatever. The learning tree, that's what it is. Ever since that kind of went away, he hasn't really done too much. He did feud with Will Hobbs for a little bit, which I actually didn't really hate that feud. But other than that, I haven't really seen him in anything really relevant. So it gives him something to do. Eddie Kingston gets to have him as opponent in his return match. Eddie could get the win and hopefully do something. So we have an AEW unified title match between Okada, Takeshita, and whoever else they decide to put in this as a mystery match. This should be a very good match. Okada, look, he can be very lazy, as we all know. He has matches where he don't really do a whole lot. And will this be one of the matches? I don't know, because Takeshita's a really, really good worker. He's one of my favorites to watch in AEW right now. This guy's the future. Him and Kyle Fletcher, to me, are like the two futures of this company. And just to catch the win here. I mean, they want to strap the rocket to this guy and fly. I mean, I would not be surprised if Takeshita wins. Okada's had a solid run with this title so far since he beat Omega when they unified it, but it depends on who the third person is as well. But I'm going to go Takeshita gets the win here. I've been hearing a lot of good reports about Takeshita. He's apparently the ladies' man in the locker room. AEW love him. They see him as a future world champion. And, maybe he wins this championship. I think he's already been champion a few times, but, him winning another title would definitely add to him. The Don Callis family, maybe they get involved to some degree. I mean, they got about 30 members at this point. It sucks for Wardlow, by the way. But, yeah, I go Takeshita. So we have Hurt Syndicate against Ricochet and GOA. And Hurt Syndicate's going to win. I mean, there's no question about it. I don't really see them losing this at all. I mean, it's cool to see Ricochet in a group. Like, it just feels like everybody in AEW is in a stable, which you don't want that to be the case for everybody. Like, yes, you can have some wrestlers, benefit from being in a stable, but when you have so many stables throughout your show, it just gets to a point where it's like, okay, this person's in a stable, and this person's in a stable, and this person, why should I care about any of these stables? And Ricochet and GOA, I mean, they're there. Would it help them a lot to get a win against the Hurt Syndicate? Yes, but it wouldn't really make sense for them to win here. So I'm going to go Hurt Syndicate, get the win, and they continue to roll after losing the titles. And it made a lot of sense for them to lose the titles. They really had no other teams to be in. They didn't have to take the pin in that match, so it made a lot of sense there anyways. And we'll see what's next for this group. They pretty much just scrapped the MJF and Bobby Lashley thing for now, which sucks because I was actually looking forward to that feud. They just kind of scrapped it and moved on, which they should get back to that, in my opinion. So we'll have to see what the plan is. So we have an AEW Women's 4-Way for the AEW Women's World Title now. We have Thekla. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize. I don't know a lot about her yet. I've enjoyed some of her work. Chris Statlander, Jamie Hayter, and the champion Tony Storm. Now, Tony Khan loves his multi-person matches. I mean, there's times where he puts wrestlers in matches, they don't even earn it. And WWE's done that too, but you just wonder, okay, why are any of these people? And he'll have people just show up in their debut, and it's okay, next week you're getting a title shot. It's just I feel like he just sometimes just fantasy books of okay, I want to see these four in a match together. I want to see these two teams in a tag team match, a 6-man tag team match. One thing about Tony Khan, you're going to get a lot of 6-man tags or 6-woman tags, a lot of 4-ways. I mean, he just loves multi-person matches, which is no issue with that, but you don't want to be OD with it either, where it's constant throughout your show. And this is another 4-way. They just had a 4-way at the last pay-per-view, I believe, with Mercedes Moné and 3 other ladies. So not really sure how this match is going to go. All 4 of these women can work. I do see Tony Storm getting the win here. I don't really see her losing. Doesn't really make a lot of sense for any of these other women to win it right now. Jamie Hayter just came back. Chris Statlander's over, but world title material right now, no. And Thekla just got there. That's what I'm saying. Thekla just got there, and she's already in a world title match. She's barely been over on TV for a month. That's the problem with Tony Khan. And ignore my cold, by the way. I've been dealing with a cold. But that's the problem with Tony Khan. You got to get these people introduced to your audience because, I mean, I don't know a lot about her. I'm sure a lot of other fans, I mean, unless you're a hardcore fan and you watch literally everything and you have an idea of who these people are, you're not going to have an idea who this woman is probably. And it makes sense to build her up. If you want to get her in the title scene eventually, that's fine, but at least build her up for a few months, get her some wins, tell a story with her. Let the fans know, okay, this is why she's a big deal. They don't do that. They just have people debut on TV. The announcers yell and scream, oh my God, what are they doing here? And it's why are they here? What is their history? Why are they so important? What made them get signed here? Introduce some of these wrestlers to the audience. And they don't do that. And that's a huge problem in AEW because if you're a casual fan tuning into the show and you see half these wrestlers, you're confused. You don't know what's going on. You don't know who half these people are. He puts a lot of not necessarily nobodies, but a lot of mid talent on TV at times too, who nobody has a clue who they are when he's got people in the locker room who are bigger names. it's just a mess right now with that. But yeah, I see Toni Storm retaining. It don't make a lot of sense to have any of these three ladies beat her at this point. She's the most over woman in the locker room right now. So I'm going to go Toni Storm retains. And listen, this will be a hell of a fatal four-way match. All four of these women can work. I'm not going to be disappointed by the match quality. It just doesn't make sense for some of them to be in it. So the next match, look, I'm not the biggest Jon Moxley fan, as most of you guys know. I'm just not. I just can't get behind him. And him and Darby in a coffin match is going to be just a bunch of insane stupidity. And some of y'all might like this match. And everybody has their, I believe Triple H said it before, kind of ice cream you like in wrestling. Everybody has their kind of ice cream. Some people love hardcore, and they love Darby jumping off shit and almost killing himself every single match. And Darby Allin, you know, is over. He's great. I like Darby, but sometimes it's just like, man, take it easy on yourself. And then Jon Moxley, I mean, what you see is what you get with him. It's going to be hardcore. He's going to be busted open. He's going to do a lot of hardcore stuff. So this match is going to be just two guys using every weapon possible, doing every crazy spot possible, and pretty much whoever can get each other in the coffin first. I'm going to go Darby wins because Darby just came back. Moxley doesn't really need a win here, and Darby needs to get some momentum. I mean, I've been hearing for a while that they want to make Darby Allin AEW World Champion, and Tony Khan loves him. So now is the time to start getting him some wins over some big names, and Moxley's a big name. Start building him up to get to that AEW World title scene eventually. Maybe he ends up being Hangman Page. We don't know. But I could definitely see Darby eventually being AEW World Champion. And him getting the win here, he'll definitely do a coffin drop to some degree on a coffin, which would kind of be funny. We'll have to see, though. Like, Darby getting the win probably makes the most sense to me. Like, but still, like, have her earn an opportunity. It's not hard to have a number one contenders match or something. And WWE's the same way. They don't do a number one contender matches very often. They just have, wrestlers come out there and say, I want to challenge you for the title. It's just like, come on. Number one contenders exist or something. And this is just a match thrown together. Mercedes Moné, to me, is going to retain this match. It would not make a lot of sense to have her lose. We'll have to see, though. Maybe they pull off the upset, have Rio win. It just don't make a lot of sense to do that right now. So Mercedes Moné for the win as she continues her belt-collecting gimmick. So 2 matches left. And this is going to be a big-time match on this show because we're in Toronto, I believe. Cope and Christian against FTR. I think this is going to be a spectacular tag team match. Cope and Christian can still go with their ages. I think he's going by Cope still. Adam Copeland, whatever you want to call him. Cope, Edge, Adam Copeland. Those 2 guys can still go with their ages. And FTR is one of the best tag teams in the world, whether you like their opinions on stuff or what they say on social media or whatever outside of wrestling. They're one of the best tag teams. I think this match is going to be spectacular. The in-ring work is going to be just amazing. And for who gets the win here, Cope and Christian make a lot of sense. They're still trying to get them on the same page. They're not exactly best buds. Christian's still doing his father-type stuff. So he's still technically playing a heel-type character. But he's also teamed with Cope because they had the same enemies. So we'll have to see how that continues to progress. I am looking forward to this match. Should be splendid. Cope and Christian get the win. I see this match going at least 15 to 20 minutes of just back and forth wrestling. We have our main event, Kyle Fletcher against Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World title. Now, this should be an awesome main event. I mean, 2 guys who are excellent workers. Kyle Fletcher is the future of the business. I know he got a few people hurt like Adam Cole, but, that happens sometimes. It ain't like he's a very dangerous. That's really the only injury type thing he's had. The power bomb on the apron spot was bad. The clothesline, could argue that should have been safer. Kyle Fletcher's the future of the business, though. This guy is just incredible. Is he going to win this match? No. He already holds the title. He doesn't have to win the AEW World title yet. He will be AEW World Champion eventually. There's no doubt in my mind that's going to happen. Hangman Adam Page has had a great reign so far. I really enjoyed him and MJF's match at the last pay-per-view. These 2 are going to tear the house down. And this is a match that really, as I messed up Kyle Fletcher's name, ignore that. This is going to be a match that really, I think, is to showcase what Kyle Fletcher can do in a main event level match. It's not necessarily to have him win, but he's definitely going to put on a show. And he's 26 years old. He even said he's still learning the business. Stevie Richards got a lot of criticism for what he said about Kyle Fletcher, about how, he needs to go to NXT and all this other stuff, which Kyle Fletcher is a good wrestler. Like, does he need to tone down, the ridiculous moves sometimes? Yes, but he's in AEW. That's what AEW does. Like, that's the whole roster. They do a bunch of crazy spots. They kick out of everything. At this point, that's kind of what you get with this company. So it's not really a Kyle Fletcher problem. Could he use training in NXT on certain things? Yeah, everybody could use help in certain categories, especially if you've never been in WWE or really know how stuff works. But he'll be fine. He's a future main event star. He's already getting to that point already, so he'll be fine. So that's my AEW All Out predictions. I think Hangman Page wins that, by the way. So that's my AEW All Out predictions. Should be a really fun show. Can't wait to watch it. Hopefully you guys watch both that and WrestlePalooza next weekend. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to like and subscribe. We post every single week, whether that's shorts, long-form content, you name it, we got it. Comment your thoughts on AEW All Out below. Appreciate the support as always. Peace.